Hello everyone, welcome back to the Joggerhog, and today I'm going to be trying to find East Anglia. East Anglia is a region in the east of England, which at its core is made up of Norfolk and Suffolk. However, outside of that, there's some debate about what else, if anything, could be included within East Anglia. There are some people who will include Cambridgeshire, or at least part of it. There's some people who include Essex, or at least part of it. And I've heard some particularly broad definitions that even include parts of southern Lincolnshire. So I decided to put some polls on Reddit to see where people in the region felt East Anglia was. Yeah. However, I did manage to get a poll to work on Ipswich subreddit and a UK poll subreddit. And so the data in this video is sourced from them. One of them was just me looking at the responses that people gave in the comments, and the other was an actual form that I sent out and got people to fill in. So on this map is the area that at least 90% of respondents were in agreement was East Anglia. So, as you can probably tell, it is the exact borders of Norfolk and Suffolk. There's nowhere outside of either of those two counties on this map. And I think something that's interesting is that for some reason there was one particular person who decided that almost all of Norfolk and Suffolk were part of East Anglia, but part of Eastern Suffolk wasn't. I'm not entirely sure what they meant by that, but so if we extend this map to include all areas where at least 50% of the respondents were in agreement was East Anglia, then we get this map, which includes obviously Norfolk and Suffolk again, but also North East Essex, so it would include Colchester, but wouldn't include Braintree or Chelmsford, and then East Cambridgeshire, so that it would include Ely, but wouldn't include Cambridge. One thing that I found quite interesting was just how few people considered Western Cambridgeshire to be part of East Anglia. So I looked at the votes that I got and realised that, going by government districts, every single district in Essex, apart from the ones that border London, as well as Harlow and Basildon, were considered by more people to be in East Anglia than Western Cambridgeshire was, which I really didn't expect. I thought Cambridgeshire would get a lot more votes in its western parts. So the survey was basically a part of this, where I put a form on a Reddit post and I got people to select from a list of places the ones that they thought were in East Anglia. And so when I added them up, I realised that there was actually something interesting on there. There was a couple of people who said South East and Lincolnshire were part of East Anglia, which I didn't expect. I don't think there's many people that would consider that area to be part of East Anglia. But the one that really surprised me was that one person considered a decent chunk of Hertfordshire and Northamptonshire to be part of East Anglia, which was not something that I'm not entirely sure if I understood the question, because I don't think really anyone at all considers that part of East Anglia. And this is my personal view of what East Anglia is. Okay, so there we go. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want. Have a good day.